Hello. Now, just a very quick reflection on something that I must confess I know very little about. And quite possibly this is going to be quite a rich topic to come back and explore and learn more about and reflect upon in time to come. And that is who or what is Eros and what role this power, this spirit, or this idea might play in the role of a trans person, and specifically, um, given that it will play potentially different roles given where people are on their journeys and different expressions of what it means to be trans. I'm talking very much about my own experience as someone who is gender fluid and actually has quite a, what I think is quite an unusual and rare fascination, really, in visualizing or having a sense of the male and the female, the masculine and the feminine, but as they are presented through male and female looking images and essences, kind of coming together and merging. And Eros, as I understand it, in the teaching of Plato and in Greek philosophy, is seen as a power, as a spirit, as a divinity, a god, if you like, an expression of divinity that really is all about opening us to appreciating and wanting to move towards the concept of wholeness, being whole, being complete, and kind of the means for doing that is the driver, if you like, is a real stimulation, a real love of beauty. And I guess we can talk about what beauty is and its many expressions, be that physical or otherwise. But this idea of wholeness ultimately comes down to the idea that we as human beings are separate from the divine, from God. So you would see this kind of, I'm not going to go into this in any detail. I know it won't be necessarily of interest, or some folks out there watching this video won't relate to this, but certainly this idea of separation comes into quite a number of faith traditions, not least the Abrahamic faith, the Judeo and Christian traditions, for example. This idea that we're on a path of reuniting and coming into a path. Our soul's journey, if you like, is on a journey of being purified and coming back into this wholeness. And that idea involves integrating aspects of what has been lost. So typically when we talk about Eros, probably we think about its role in bringing two lovers together. So traditionally, if that is male and female, it is an integration. It is a coming together, a union, both physical and spiritual, I would say. And certainly if you look at the philosophy, it would certainly point to the spiritual aspect as well. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just about, let's call it romantic love and all of the things that are stimulated by that. So the sexual impulse being perhaps the most obvious one that many of us would relate to. The excitement, the energy, the ecstasy that comes through allowing this power, this Eros, to play its part. But it goes further than that. It's more about appreciating beauty in the wider sense, and appreciating beauty in others who display this wholeness or approaching this wholeness, and ultimately having a sense of love for everything and everyone. That at least is how I understand it. So for me, it is a mystery what role it plays. It certainly has and does play a role in terms of my own sexual stimulation. And that can be really quite unusual in terms of most people's way of relating to this, in that I do not need another person in order to have that interest. And I think that's that is one of the strange things about being gender fluid and having a sense of wanting to see yourself. I have a sense of expressing both masculine and feminine, and yes, the outer, the portrayal, the dress, the appearance, and so on is um, perhaps a trick of the mind to appreciate and to have a sense of manifesting, expressing um, these different aspects. And for me, as male to female, someone embodied in a male body, um, more often than not, that stimulation comes with the interest in presenting the female. And I can see this as well in an interest in kind of like seeing two sides. It might be myself, or it may be others that I project onto, expressing both their male and female selves. And somehow the integration, this union, um, is going on behind that, even though I kind of separate the two for the sake of being able to conceptualize it. So, puzzling what's going on there, real mystery. But there is something about this integration, about this union, about this quest for enabling beauty to be expressed through the wholeness, through the integration, through the union. And I guess that's not going to be something that uh, a lot of people relate to, or I'm sure there's going to be quite a few critics out there who think I'm talking nonsense here. But I am, as I've often said in the blogs on this channel, someone that is on a spiritual journey and exploring. And on this particular topic, it is very much an evolving journey. I'm not there with the full answer yet, but certainly Eros plays an important part. It is an important power in my life, as much as I guess it is in the lives of most folk for whom his usual role perhaps is restricted to romantic love and sexual attraction. For me, it doesn't stop there. And I don't think my inquiry is going to stop here either, but I've probably gone as far as I can for now. And doubtless we'll come back and reflect some more on this as I grow and I learn and I get further insights or ideas. As always interested to hear what other folks may believe on this particular topic as well. Go well.